So the next thing, we'll put in the new pump over here, because as you've seen, there's a lot of broken stuff on the old one. So this is a completely new one, and this one is not broken. Should be standing like this. Alright, so we're gonna connect everything back as it's supposed to be, in the same way that we dismantled it. If there's some ink over here on the sides, scrape that off quickly. Okay. Something is stuck already. All right. So we need to put the screws back. I usually start with the rear one. You can go other way around also, it's not that important. For the front one, it's good to have this longer screwdriver. It will make things easier. Alright, side holder. This is the side holder that goes inside from the right. Okay, one screw is holding it to the chassis over here. Okay, one more screw above. Okay. And we got this piece that is covering the front. It's just for the sturdiness of the chassis on this piece to like box in the pump. Something is not sitting right, I think. What did I do wrong? I don't know. Maybe loosen up this one. Okay. We're good here, and just a little tidying up. Okay, and just the ground wire is one more thing that we need to fix back. Okay, we got that done, and we have to put in a new head, which we're gonna use from we can use the one on this printer just for test, but maybe, yeah, we could use that one. It's the same thing. We got a couple of functional use heads, so basically all of them, since they are used heads are now in the printer, so if you have a used head, you always keep it somewhere in the printer, because the moment you get it out, and if it's not with cartridges or damper on them, they are, the head is drying. So we're gonna try to do the testing with this one, which is 100% good. So what I'm trying to explain each time someone wants us to repair the printer is that when you figure out what's wrong with the printer, you also have to do and replace stuff that are broken, not working, not functional. You also have to do the tests to see if it's gonna work. So that would mean like maybe even try 5 or 6 prints to see if the chassis is gonna slow down, if it's becoming already wasted, worn off. So it's not only it's not only like they think I just want to replace the head and everything will be alright. It's not that, really not that simple. It's much more to it than that. And as you can see on this printer, there are already a couple of stuff that you have to sort out. And also there are ways to sort it out. It's not just you have to know what you're doing. So not that simple as it looks. All right. Okay, so the head is in the carrier. We're gonna put back the contact board, the cover for the cables, which is also just a piece of plastic, but it's important piece of plastic. So try not to lose that if you're doing any kind of similar repairs or stuff like this. Right, so we have to fix the chassis back, and I'm just gonna fix it with one screw for now, because we do want to make tests first. So if we didn't do a proper job with something, we don't have to disassemble all the stuff again. All right, so what else do we need? We need a chassis system. We got one over here. We're gonna put it inside, and let me just cover the head on the other printer. All right, so we got that done. So what can we do to make this test easier? So we do need a keyboard over here to start the printer, and also we do need to connect everything back because it's not gonna work other ways. So everything needs to be connected except this USB port. This is not that important. Of course you have to connect the sensors for the lifting mechanism, so I'm gonna need to all right. So this version of printer is quite accessible, so you can connect the cables with no problems. The pump and the motor that is running the head left and right. Okay, so I'm not gonna lose much time with fixing up the cables. I'm just gonna connect them over here, and one thing I'm missing here on the new pump is the connector, which we're gonna have to take off the old one. I'm having problems with because I'm doing stuff with one hand. All right, and that is left hand, which is not my, I'm not a lefty, so sometimes you have to simply have to use both hands if you want to do it right. All right, so I'm gonna need a connector from the old pump, because this stuff doesn't come as a spare part with the pump. That is original part. So I'm gonna have to just put that back as it was. Okay, so we got that connected back, and we're gonna see if we're gonna have any kind of a response. So this is the control board. We can connect that back. Oh, almost connected to the wrong port. So we do have to be careful about that where we are plugging in stuff. That's why you mark the cables with your own marks, if that's gonna make your life easier. Also on this cable, I don't know, some of the pins are shortened, but I think they will have proper connection. If they don't, we're gonna have to replace that too. Okay, so we got that connected. One more thing we do have to connect is keyboard, and this cable got stuck over here. All right. right. Okay, so the one thing left to do is to try out how's it gonna work, or is it gonna work at all. So now this is the just testing setup. Let me just I'm not sure why can't I move this bit to the back, but it doesn't really matter for now. We're gonna fix that later. This is just a minor adjustment. So you see that chassis is a bit more to the front on the right side instead of a bit more to the back, but it's not really that important. Alright, so we're gonna have to plug the printer in the current and see if everything's gonna be okay. One more thing, that this is the power switch. Oh yeah, we didn't plug in the encoder sensor, and one thing that we still didn't plug in is the power supply, so it's gonna have to be done also. If we forget to plug in only one cable, it's not gonna work. That's how it is. So we have to check and recheck everything, and as you can see, there's a quite a okay, this is gonna be good. Let's just plug in the other stuff from behind. Okay, that's the USB and the power supply. All right, so let's see if the printer's gonna start at all, or did we still forget something. Main switch, so the driver turns on. Maybe it would be easier if I just hold it like this in the hand. Turn it on. So far so good, nothing blew. This is like a holder for the wasting, so we're gonna put that back together if we so it would be, seems that something is still scratching still somewhere around the belt, or the belt is skipping. It's probably because there's a lot of still a lot of garbage inside the yeah. We might see some ink coming over here. All right, so we know that the pump is working because you can see there's a lot of pressure in the pipes. And we're gonna just something is still scratching, not good. Okay, and we got ink over here. So what we know is that the pump is working. What we still don't know is why is it scratching when the head moves to the something is scratching. I don't know what that is. Maybe the lifting mechanism is not working as it should be. And if it goes to the ready position, then we also know that the cables and the motherboard are okay. So you see everything starts okay, but one more thing that we're gonna have to check is why is it scratching from below. Something is either not lifting the way it should be, or and that's probably what it is, or there's something with the pump, which I doubt, because it's a completely new pump, so there should be all good with this. So let's just try to print something out. Okay, so we got everything fitted inside properly, so now nothing is scratching no more. As you can see, this is the fourth print. We are testing if the chassis is gonna slow down. So when you lubricate everything okay again, and without the rings that are slowing down the head carrier a bit. Now this is the fourth print we are doing, and everything is working fine without slowing down. So we are not printing on the table because the head was not good. It was clogged, and the owner didn't give us really the table on which you can mount the paper for test print or t-shirt. So we're just doing blank prints without any ink, and we won't be changing the heads because the owner has his own heads which he's gonna install, but the problem with stocking is solved. We're gonna have to put back these two parts. And one more thing that we've noticed and that we're gonna have to do is to install some heat sink over here for this stepper motor over here, because it's really heating up too much. So we want to do what we can to keep it at lower level as possible. So we're gonna have to turn this motor around like 180 degrees and install heatsink over here in the back. We're gonna turn it around because we want the cable to be on this side instead of this side, so we can make some space for the heatsink. So that's additional modification or upgrade that we're gonna do to this printer. Right, so we're gonna have to cut this heat sink in order to fit it properly inside the printer. So we're gonna use this larger one but cut in half. So that's the next thing we have to do. Alright, so we've put this front pieces back together. We also made some adjustments to the waste ink tank. We've put a connector between the two tubes going to the waste ink tank, so we have a little more space that is open up for the pump to work with less pressure. And we've installed a heat sink over here. I don't know if you can see it. We've changed our minds. We didn't turn the motor around, but we've just, instead of that, we've just installed it on the right side over here. So that's gonna help a lot with heating of the motor, or let's say overheating. But the real point of this video is that you can really help yourself when the chassis starts to slow down. We've we've removed the rings and lubricated 5 or 6 times during the testing of full A3 page print or A3 plus page print. So we've done six or seven prints, which is more than enough, because if it starts to slow down after 5 or 6 prints, let's say, you can still turn it off for like 5 to 10 minutes to cool it down, but it's not slowing down after first print or even in the first print. So the point is that you can help yourself to squeeze some more prints out of the already worn down chassis. So you must remove the rings the way we show you, and you have to lubricate. And even to prevent such thing that you have to go and remove the rings, you could be lubricating before that happens, so maybe it doesn't even happen for a long time. So the suggestion is to get yourself a fine machine oil, which is pretty cheap, like two or 3 euros or $2 or $3, and lubricate let's say at least once a month, so you won't be encountering slowing down of the chassis anytime soon. So, and when that happens, you can do the things we did and lubricate again during the prints. So we've lubricated at least 5 or 6 times on the left, so when the head goes to the right, you put some oil on the left, then when it goes to the left, it's gonna pick it up from the shaft, and you do the same on the right side, and you might be able to get some more prints before it wears totally down. So and when that happens, you're gonna have to replace the chassis complete. So that's a wrap for this one. It's now working pretty good, but of course it's not perpetual mobile or an infinite number of prints until it wears down, so the owner will have to replace it in due time, but for now we fixed it, so it will be printing some more. Okay, that's the wrap for this one.